Hey guys, Dissection of Violence here. We have another one for you. We got UFC Saudi Arabia. Should be a fun one. Let's get right into it. We have Long Yao versus Chang Ho Lee. Long Yao showed he's very serviceable. He's 26-8 for a reason. The thing with this individual is like he's very technical and he does everything very clean, but he doesn't do well with big heavy punchers. Like he's faced two grapplers in Shohei Nodes and Shuya Kamikabo. And he can when he has to just stay calm and disciplined. He's good in that situation, but when he has to fight fellow strikers, he doesn't really look that great. Showing in his fight with Christian Quinones, who I don't rate very high. Chang Ho Lee, I think at plus money should be the side. Chang Ho Lee has definitely the KO finishing upside. He's got some decent wins in Zawa Pusi and I want to say Rana Zing, but no, I can't even say that. Honestly, I just think he has more heart. He's gonna come forward. He's gonna try to break you with his style. He's not the most technical, but he will put out volume. He will always hunt for a finish. I gotta just get behind Chang Ho Lee here. I feel like he's more reliable. Um, yeah, I'm gonna definitely go with Chang Ho Lee here. Definitely could let me down, but um, I just think he's gonna be doing more. If it is close, then whatever. But I just think Chang Ho Lee will be the one landing the bigger shots, um, marching Lang Yao down. If he can't get if he can't get Ho Lee to respect his power, then I see Ho Lee breaking him over the course of the fight. So definitely gonna go with Ho Lee here, and I'm gonna go with decision or third round TKO. But yeah. Moving on, we have Brendson Ribeiro taking on Magomed Gadzhiyasulov. So I'm gonna lean Gadzhiyasulov just because again we're in Saudi Arabia. They're gonna favor the guys that ends with OV a little bit more than the other guys. Brendson Ribeiro is more so round one or bust. He's all KO power. Um, Round one, huge KO equity. I don't know why they gave out plus 1800 opener for this, but it's I mean it might have been even higher, but that's what I got it at. I just think Brendson Ribeiro can definitely chin Gadzhiasul. I can't even say his name. All I know is he could be chinned early. I just think technically Magomed's a little bit more sound than Ribeiro. Ribeiro is like he puts his whole body into his punches like he's Mr. Exacto with his arms. He's definitely a fighter that you can't take lightly. Like he's not, but I don't think the team KHK is gonna come with a game plan that's gonna put Gadzhiasulov in a bad position. I think they're gonna make him wrestle heavy and be technical when they're on the feet. Very, very technical because if he brawls, he could get chinned. So betting wise, I at this price I lean Zulov, but honestly, it's a weird fight, man. I wouldn't put too much equity into this one because Magomed could look like he's negative 500 by the end of it, or he could look like a big fraud by the end of it. So I don't really know what else to say than be careful with this spot. And yeah, yeah, I would say dogger pass, but I don't even know if you want to do that. Yeah. I'm gonna go with Gadzhiasulov by decision. That's the best I can give right now, or later TKO. Moving on, we have Kyung Ho Kang versus Muin Gafurov. Interesting fight. Kyung Ho Kang is probably one of the most technically sound fighters in the roster. He is very, very sharp with his jab, good long range weapons, sticks and moves pretty well. The problem with Kang is sometimes he gets drawn into the other person's game and lets them get their game off, and sometimes he loses rounds that way. Um, Muin Gafurov is someone who isn't I don't rate very high. I think Muin is very, very sloppy at times. He has alright kicks, but for the most part, he's pretty, you know, meh. Like I think Kyung Kang is much more technically sound, and honestly, I'm gonna lean Kyung Kang by decision here. But it's a very, very, very close fight. I can see Muin Gafurov stealing it with cage pushing, high flashy kicks. I could see him stealing it with moments. Muin Gafurov does have some skill, but I think he's a big fraud. And yeah, I'm gonna lean Kyung Ho Kang if this fight stays pretty and not messy. I think that's right up Kyung Ho Kang's alley, and I see him winning this fight by decision, or later rounds finish, TKO or submission. So definitely a fight I have not a lot of interest in. Just personally, I think this fight is very volatile. How old is Kyung Ho Kang? Let me see. Uh, 36 years old. At a younger, the smaller weight classes, you got to be careful. So I'm gonna lean Kung Ho Kang, but it's not confidence. So moving on, we have Rinat Fakhretdinov versus Nicolas Dalby. Nicolas Dalby, I got him to it. No, I can't pick him honestly. Like you be a guy whose not main thing is wrestling and grinding. Rinat Fakhretdinov can grind and grind and grind. That was not why he looked like crap in round three versus Zaleski. Zaleski got him with a shot to the body that took the wind right out of Rinat and almost finished him. And if the Nacho, I'm surprised the ref didn't call it. He was eating a lot of unanswered shots, but I think he knew he was up too, so he wanted to give him the benefit of the doubt. Nicolas Dalby, I don't believe has the striking promise to cause that kind of damage. I feel like he can be good when the guy's gassed, but other than that, Nicholas Dobby's pretty rudimentary. Um, Tim Means schooled him for God's sake. I think Renat Fakhretdinov can out grapple him and just wet blanket him for 3 rounds. Honestly, I see this as a dominant win. I see him getting the dominant win because of the name. The judges are all going to be on his side, so gonna go with Renat here. I feel like it's a pretty confident unanimous decision win. I don't see Dalby getting TKO'd, but definitely see this as a win for Renat. Yeah, Dalby, like I said, he only looked good because Bonfim, he puts everything into everything, whether that's his takedowns, his submission attempts, his strikes. He puts everything. He doesn't really reserve his energy, whereas Renat will smartly reserve his energy, and I feel like grind his way to a decision. But yeah, moving on, we have Mohamed Naimov versus Felipe Lima. Felipe Lima is a very, very crafty prospect. I rate him very highly. He's done a lot of good things. He's the current Octagon champion. Beat got good guys like Jonas McGard. Um, Decent guys. Afghani Odnorag. Fernando Flores is a mid win, but Fabo Diren has had a great win. He has some good wins. Obviously, he's still young. He's at a good gym too. All stars with Hamza. I feel like this guy is a huge prospect. The problem is he's undersized. He's fighting at 145 and he's a 135er against a guy who isn't exactly a massive 145er, but he's built, he's strong, he's very, very talented, he hits hard. He's a bit of a fraud, but for the most part, he is a very, very solid fighter. Um, I rate his control. His wrestling's pretty decent. His hands are powerful. His gym is good at elevation fight team. Beat good guys. Most of his wins are flukes, other than the Malarkey win. Uh, yeah, this guy is definitely someone you want to watch out for. I mean, Colin Anglin beat this guy, but he has a win over Josh Augustine, which is good. So Landon Quinones split decision. Like I don't know what to think of that. So I'm definitely torn because he has signs of being a fraud, but he's shown good things while he's in the UFC. Even in his fluke wins and against Nathaniel Wood and Eric Silva, he showed good moments. I'm gonna have to go with Mohamed Naimov just because of the size difference. But honestly, it's a close fight, and if he gets disrespected with the odds, I'm gonna take Lima. So, because skill for skill, if they're the same size, I would definitely be on Lima's team. Definitely think Lima is a more skillful fighter, but the size difference might be too much. So, definitely not a fight I'm interested betting on. But it's a fight I'm very interested in watching. So. I'm gonna go with Naimov by decision, but yeah, it's gonna be a good one. Felipe is gonna get a contract after this. Moving on, we have Nasrat Haqparast versus Jared Gordon. Jared Gordon is absolutely annoying to bet on because he makes fights a lot harder than they need to be for his opponents, and Nasrat Haqparast has a problem with fighting close. I could see if Nasrat doesn't get the TKO, I could see him making this a very close boxing affair, and I could see this being a very, uh, competitive fight. The thing about this fight is, I just think Nasrat Haqparast, um, under the guidance of Faraz Sahabi, will hit and move, make Gordon chase him. I think if Gordon doesn't get TKO'd, I feel Hack Press will just land a move and just land the better shots throughout the contest. I think Hack Press is on a little bit of a streak right now, and I think he's going to continue his streak. Gordon is, he was going life or death with Patty, and I don't really rate Patty that high. Nasrat TKO'd Malarkey like he was supposed to. He made it a bit too competitive with Quinones, which is why I think this is a closer fight than the odds makers are saying. But yeah, I'm gonna definitely go with Nasrat here. I just feel like he's gonna land the better shots and he's gonna win a decision. So I'm gonna go Nasrat Haqparast by decision, with Gordon keeping it competitive and yeah, potential live spot. You never know. We'll see. Moving on, we have Johnny Walker versus Volkan Oezdemir. Tricky fight to call. Volkan is definitely the guy with the more trustworthy chin, and the good corner team. He has a great corner team, at Team All Stars. I feel like Volkan knows what he's got to do. Get on the inside, land big on Johnny, put him away. The chin's suspect. You can find the chin. The thing with Volkan though is his kicks aren't all there. His footwork isn't all there, and I think Johnny Walker is going to be a little bit better technically on the feet, and I feel like he's going to be hitting and moving. John Coffin is constantly telling him to to not crack, just to like touch and move. So I think Johnny Walker is going to deploy that game plan here. And I feel like he's going to outpoint Volkan Ozdemir to a unanimous or a split decision. It's going to be a greasy fight, so I wouldn't want to bet on this fight either way. But I think Walker has the long range tools to win this fight and keep this close fight. Honestly, I can see Volkan stealing it with the big moments, but it's a close fight, and I want nothing to do with it from a betting perspective because these guys are both a little bit volatile in the way they fight. So, gonna go with Johnny Walker here, by unanimous decision. Moving on, we have Shara Bullet Magomedov versus Jolton Luderbrook. Jolton Luderbrook has been doing his thing for some time now. He's 38-10, former Glory kickboxer. He's only 31 years old. He's beat guys like Andres Berg Gustafsson. He's beat guys like uh, some guys in karate combat. Um, he has some losses, some decent guys like Roush Manfio, Clay Collard. Losses to some decent guys in kickboxing. I feel like the problem with Mr. Jolton is he can be chinned. As you've seen in his career, he's been chinned before, and he keeps his chin a little high karate stance wise. And coming from karate, I feel like he's gonna have a habit that he's gonna need to break fast, and I don't think he will be able to break it fast enough. I feel Magomedov is bouncy, very dangerous, solid Muay Thai, and I feel he's going to find the win here. I feel like he's going to be very, very aggressive, very, very dangerous, and he's going to find a TKO win. I'm going to go with a share a bullet round one's round two TKO. I think Jolton is just going to be too hittable, and coming from fighting bums in karate combat, I feel like this is going to be a big step up. from what he's used to fighting. I mean, I know it's been a while since since he's fought someone at this level, so I'm gonna go with share a bullet. Definitely a bit of a volatile fight as I expect it to play out mostly on the feet, but gonna go with share a bullet here. I just think he's gonna be the um, more technical striker on the feet, more skilled on the feet, and I feel like he's gonna be if he doesn't get KO'd himself, I feel like he's gonna win the fight by TKO or unanimous decision. But yeah, guys, don't play this one too big. This is definitely volatile. Moving on, we have Calvin Gastelum versus D-Rod Daniel Rodriguez. So honestly, Rodriguez can crack, and he's a solid boxer, but I like Calvin Gastelum's mixed martial arts, well-rounded game. He's a solid wrestler, decent jiu-jitsu, decent striking as well. He's gonna mix in his kicks. I think at 170, this makes Gastelum a lot better with his cardio. I feel like he's gonna mix in the wrestling. Daniel Rodriguez has decent get-ups, so I'm interested to see how this fight plays out. It's a bit of a volatile fight. I wouldn't bet this fight. I think D-Rod has, all the value upside. I think he's the underdog. The thing with Kevin Gastelum is he has a good camp at a fight ready, and they make good game plans. He looked good against Chris Curtis. His last fight was against Sean Brady, but he got hurt early, I believe, or he was hurt going into the fight. I can't really remember, but Calvin Gastelum is a good fighter. He just has, bad moments sometimes, and I don't think this is going to be another one of his bad moments. I don't believe Calvin loses two in a row usually. So, like, let's see. Okay, yes, he does lose two in a row. So maybe this is another one where he loses two in a row. But I'm gonna go with Calvin Gastelum. I'm gonna go with him by split or unanimous decision. Close fight though. Definitely don't want to bet this fight. D Rod's coming off an injury in the layoff, and Calvin's just injury prone. And I don't know, man. He's just hasn't looked like his old self in a while. So I mean, he looked pretty good versus Chris Curtis, but that was it. Moving on, we have Sergei Pavlovich taking on Alexander Volkov. Volkov's a menace, man, but he doesn't have his beard. And for that reason, I'm not even joking. I am taking Sergei Pavlovich. I just feel like that chin is going to be a lot more exposed. I feel like he looks less like Swolkov without the beard. He looks like the old Volkov, skinny Volkov. I think Sergei Pavlovich, if he does not find the chin, I feel like he's just going to land the bigger shots and just win the sparring battle. That's the only way this fight's gonna go. Either Sergey lines him, or Volka, or he wins a competitive sparring match where he just lands bigger, better shots. Volkov could KO him, but I just don't see that happening. Especially without the beard, he doesn't even look like Volkov anymore. Still is, but you know what I mean. I think Sergey Pavlovich has more hate in his heart with his punches. Um, has more of these awkward punches that come at these weird angles. Volkov's more traditional. Um, but it is a good fight. These guys have trained together. They know each other well. So I'm gonna go with Sergey Pavlovich, but it's a very, very controversial pick, and I could switch back to Volkov after watching the face off, the weigh-in face offs, but we'll see. I'm gonna just for now stick with Pavlovich. That's what my gut's telling me, but we'll see. Moving on, we have Robert the Reaper Whittaker versus Ikram Aliskerov. So I'm actually going to go with Ikram Aliskerov here. I know it's not a popular pick. I know that a lot of casuals are taking this Ikram Aliskerov. Oh my God, it's a guy who trains with Habib. We got to take him. Not even just that. The guy knows what he's doing on the feet. He's very educated on the feet. He swings with a lot of hate in his heart. He's athletic. He has pretty solid grappling. And I just rate him. I rate his skill set. His only loss is to Hamza. It was a pretty crazy highlight reel KO. I'm just gonna go with Whitaker, man. I think Whitaker's gonna be too, not Whitaker, sorry, Alice Guerrero's gonna be too quick early. I think he's gonna find a TKO early. I think Whitaker is gonna be, slow like he normally is. He almost got TKO'd by Paulo Costa, and I just think Ikram is gonna be more creative and dangerous on the feet. And yeah, I got to go with Ikram Aliskerov here. I'll decide when the fight happens if I'm going to bet on it or not. Right now, there's no reason for me to bet on it, so just going to chill for now. But definitely gonna go with Ikram Aliskerov here until Robert Whittaker proves the old Reaper's back. So definitely gonna go with Ikram here, but it's a show me spots because he has done really nothing to prove he can beat someone of the caliber of Whittaker, other than the way he's dispatched of the guys he's supposed to beat. So I'm gonna go with Ikram Aliskerov here. But yeah, guys, don't go too crazy. Let me give you guys my top five most confident picks on the card. Number one, we got Rinat Fakhretdinov. Number two, we have Gadzhiyasulov. Number three, we got Bullet. Number four, we got Haqparast. And number five, we got Kelvin Gastelum. Like, subscribe, guys. You know the drill. I'll catch you guys next time. See ya.